Okay, hi guys. My name is Jessie Pierce, and I will be doing my presentation on teaching and supporting relationship skills. The key components of teaching and supporting relationship skills are turn-taking, sharing, helping others, and developing solid relationships. Teaching the children the social skills that they will need later on in the future all starts with developing solid relationships and having patience. And why I say to have patience is because for some children with developmental disabilities, learning social skills and making new friends isn't the easiest. The most important thing that you can do, I think, is modeling. Children want to be like adults, especially the adults that they like and that they can trust, and the adults that they have a relationship with. So modeling the good sharing and the turn-taking gives the child a great example to follow. When you have a good relationship with the child, they want to impress you. And then when you see the child sharing, give lots of praise and attention. For example, wow, thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing your toys with Jack. That was so nice of you. And just letting them know that that is a good behavior that you want to see. The types of environments that these teaching strategies can be taught in is a classroom environment, home environment, circle time, small group, and anywhere the child will be interacting with other children for these certain scenarios to happen. Sharing, taking turns, and helping others can actually all be taught and modeled in different ways at circle time or in a small group environment. So, introducing the rules with puppets or dolls is a great way to show the kids and lead by example. And rules to make sharing easier, have these posted in your class. Seeing things on the wall and consistency can actually make things a lot easier for children with disabilities. You can put rules, simple 3 rules. Ask when you want to use something, wait until someone is finished before you start using something, and help each other. If a child is not getting the hang of sharing or being nice with everyone in the class, see if they stick around one person more, and then have that person model the correct behavior. Activities that are designed to help children share. So I thought these were 2 cool ones that I found online. Sharing bins. So each child gets their own bin with their name or picture on it, and then all the toys will go in the middle of the floor, and each child can just pick out what toys they want and put them in their bin, play with them, and then when they're done, they can share them. Or paper plate pals. Gee, excuse me, it's late. For this activity, it's an art activity. All the materials for the paper plates would go in the middle of the table, and then the children would share the materials that they have to make their paper plate base. Okay, so taking turns can be encouraged through the same type of activities as sharing. If a child is having a difficult time making friends, try setting up a play date with one of their friends from class who has something in common with them. These are all activities that are great for learning to take turns, such as cooking, making cookies together with a friend, taking turns adding the ingredients and mixing them, gardening, planting the seeds and taking turns watering them, sandbox play, sharing the amount of pails, shovels, and whatnot in the sandbox and waiting their turn to use until the person is done. Back to what I said though, if you notice a child is having a difficult time making friends, try seeing if there's someone else in the class that they have something in common with, and then maybe making a play date for them somewhere they can go and hang out, and where they're both interested in. If they like to read, go to the library. And then here's some pictures of kids sharing. I really like the one on the top left. I think it's so cute. Okay, so foundations of friendship begin at birth with the caregiver. That's the first friend of the baby, obviously, first relationship. There are some skills that will need to be developed and taught in order for a child to make friends, now and later, and be able to keep those friends. Children with special needs often have trouble expressing their emotions and recognizing emotions in others. Help the child become aware of their emotions and others. Helping the child become aware of their emotions and others is vital to having successful relationships. For example, incorporating emotions as the theme for popular games such as charades, bingo, or matching is a fun way to help introduce emotions and have the child become familiar with their emotions and others. So, here's some other things that a child will need to have good relationships with friends. Self-control, being able to wait for what you want, using words to express how you're feeling rather than acting, disruptive, throwing a fit. Assertiveness, consideration, play skills, communicating, helping, coping / empathy, and flexibility. So how do we teach those skills? Well, being aware of what friendship and empathy skills each child in your class, how they are developing those, how they are getting along with others, playing with them and giving some gentle coaching when children are really struggling, practicing with the puppets. What would Puppet do if we pushed him? If we smile at him, would that be nice? Would Puppet like it if we smiled at him? Things like that. And here's a little video that I found I thought was cute. This teacher's modeling just kindness and friendship with the puppet during circle time.
I have someone I want you to.
Sally!
Who is this?
Sally!
Well, hello, my Blue Room friends. How are you this morning?
I didn't see you before.
Well, I've just been hanging out over in the book center, but I came out to just say a special hello to you, friend.
Oh, Sally.
Stanley, it's so good to see you. We haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? Well, I've been fine, I've just been making good choices and playing with my friends. I hear you guys are having a special luncheon today. Is that true?
Yeah.
May I come?
Yeah.
Stanley, would you like to come to our special luncheon today? Oh, yes, Miss Sherrod, I would love to come. Well, friends, guess what? Stanley's going to visit us today during our special luncheon. Does that sound like a good idea?
I have.
Well, little friends, I'll see you a little bit later, but I just wanted to say hi and see how you guys were doing. So, I will see you guys later. Give me a wave. See you later, Stanley.
Alright, next slide here. Okay, so I read a research article all about building positive relationships with young children. And this journal article was all about making sure you build a positive relationship with each child in your class because you are basically their security blanket and need to make sure they feel comfortable at school. Once that is in place, there are so many things you can do. And then it talked all about making deposits, giving praise, giving a high five and a hug, listening to what they have to say, sending positive notes home. This was a really good journal article. I liked it. And the authors were Gail and Philip. And then they used some examples of descriptive commenting through play. Example, 2 friends are playing together. Oh, Nelson and Caroline are playing so nicely together. Oh, Nelson just gave Caroline a compliment. Looks like that made Caroline feel happy. Caroline is sharing her blocks with Nelson. That is so friendly. So, the 4 main takeaways from my presentation. Kids will not want to listen to you unless they trust you and feel comfortable with you. Build a positive relationship with them. Modeling is a great way to teach skills such as sharing and taking turns. Make sure you are paying attention to how all the children in your class are developing these skills. That way, if you see one of them being mean to another, you can lead a circle group about it and show them how to act with one another. And 4, don't force kids to share. It actually delays the development of sharing skills. That's when you introduce taking turns. And then my resources. my resources. So one of them was a journal article I just talked about. Another was a journal article all about relationships as well, and things that the teacher can do to go above and beyond to develop good relationships with their children, such as talk and listen to them, acknowledge accomplishments and assist with struggles, allow students to develop rules and help them to develop rules, and attend after school and weekend activities with them. And then that top one is all about learning positive friendship skills and how to teach those. And then my citations. So thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope you learned something.